Welcome back to Woah Chill, man. It's Tune. Just me today. Gang isn't here, but there's a lot of stuff that I really want to touch on, and I feel like y'all need to know my perspective on things. So I just feel like y'all need to know my perspective on things. So I'm here with it. I got my notes, so let's jump straight into it. Obviously, I'm going straight to Drake's lawsuit with UMG. I don't want to spend too much time on the background by now. If you haven't heard, we're going to do a quick run through of it. So he's suing UMG, Spotify, or UMG and Spotify for their promotion of Not Like Us, specifically really hammering at Kendrick, calling Drake a PDF is what we will call it, a PDF. And he's asserted that UMG's used tactics such as streaming farms, bots, and payola to push a song that is calling him a PDF. Now, Drake is also nearing the end of his contract with UMG. Kendrick has kind of signed a new contract, so there's implications with that. Foul play. You're in a contract year. Think about it. If you are a basketball player, you're in your contract year. You know, you just finished your rookie deal. Now they stop playing you. You were starting, or you were sixth in a rotation. Now you're ninth. Now you're 11th, and you're not getting no PT. So that's pretty much what Drake's getting at right there. He had an original petition before the actual lawsuit where he named iHeart Radio or iHeart Media as well in that. If you know, certain artists might get a whole takeover day on an iHeart station or playlist where if they drop an album, they're playing their stuff all the way through. So, I mean, there's already that. And then another big point in the lawsuit is Drake's safety. He had a bodyguard and a personal friend get shot at on his property. Another person allegedly, attempted to dig a hole to get under his home or to get into his home. So Drake's safety has been an issue or been at higher risk since the release of Not Like Us. But I'm here to give y'all my perspective on this thing. So I have a few angles of the way I'm looking at it. So let's just see how y'all feel about this. My first angle is that Drake has lost complete touch of where he is in this world. I just gotta call a spade here. This lawsuit includes mentions of Kendrick alluding to anti-Semitic things with the Not Like Us message. That's a massive mistake because now you're turning around and suing. I'm not going to speak on the stereotype, but like in hip-hop terms right now, you're in the hip-hop community, because it's very important to note hip-hop is a culture. All right, rap is the music, hip-hop is a culture. There is a hip-hop subgenre, but rap is the general genre. Hip-hop is a culture. So within hip-hop culture, you're suing. It's not something that hip-hop does. But it is something that another culture is known to thrive at. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I might not be alone. But y'all just bear with me. I think another thing that when we look at Drake losing touch in the world is that he's dealing with another massive superstar, right? Drake himself is a massive superstar, a bigger superstar than Kendrick Lamar. Just got to call a spade a spade. Drake is the biggest hip-hop artist in the entire world. However, Kendrick is also a global superstar. And him beefing with you and making songs and you guys are going back and forth, it's obviously going to automatically boost Kendrick's streams and who's listening. Your fans are going to end up listening to what he has to say to you. So, were there streaming farms and bots? I'm sure there were. But I'm sure it didn't go past 8% of Kendrick's actual streams. Because I mean, it's a smash, bro. It's a hit. What you want him to do, bro? Do I have anything else on this? That's pretty much it that I have for Drake's lost touch of his place in the world. Um, you cannot do something like this as the biggest hip hop artist in the world. It's just it's career suicide. And on top of that, it's highly contradictory because there's so many parallels of things that you've done in your career. Like, not even just to mention in this beef alone, Drake, of course, we already know he mentioned Kendrick's son possibly being Dave Freeze. He mentioned Kendrick and DV situations with his wife. He also alluded to Kendrick Lamar possibly being molested when he completely misread. What song was that? Off to Bimbo Butterfly? I'll put it in here. Y'all bear with me. All right. So just aside from that, we got to take a look at Drake's career. In 2015, in July, there was a span of 6 days in which Drake dropped 3 songs. Number 1, Charged Up. Number 2, Back to Back. Both diss songs aimed at Meek Mill. Number 3, Hotline Bling. Granted, Meek Mill is not signed to UMG, signed to Warner. So this isn't friendly fire here, like Kendrick and Drake. But we can't sit here and pretend that your label didn't put marketing dollars behind Back to Back, which went what? Did Back to Back go platinum? I'll look this up. Did Back to Back charting place or charting position? It peaked at 27 on the Canadian Hot 100. What did it do in U.S.? I don't know. Back to Back was a massive song.
Nah, I feel like they sort of 2 times. It went 2 times platinum.
It had to have gone platinum. And you shot a video for it. OVO Fest, when he played Charged Up and Back to Back, it went crazy. It was on all the blogs. You know your label had something to do with that and promoting that. And you dropped Hotline Bling right after. Hotline Bling took over for the summer. You had a little bit of legal issues with that and Drum, or Shelly, whatever his name is now. But, and all of that led into What a Time to Be Alive, which dropped, maybe October? Maybe before then? Maybe before October of, maybe September of the same year. So 2 to 3 months after that, you and Future dropped. September. So, I mean, is this not a parallel? Y'all tell me, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm just here, and I just be thinking about things. My last part about this, Joe Budden chasing the kids with the ripped up wife beater and the rocks in his hands. If you remember, some years back, Drake and Joe Budden had a back and forth in which Joe was dropping numerous songs. Drake didn't really drop too much except for No Shopping with French. He did the pump it up. Some kids ran up multiple days in a row, ran up on Joe Budden's house, and one of those days, at the end of one of those days, he finally was just like, yo, I'm over it. I'm done. Got in his car, chased him down the street, and threatened them, and then pulled up to their parents' house. The point is, they did that in the name of Drake. Their kids are doing interviews about it. Drake goes and follows a meme page, allegedly, goes and follows a meme page, making jokes about the situation. He never jumped down and said, yo, that's dangerous. Y'all shouldn't be going to someone's home. Fast forward some years later, people go to your home, and now it's not so safe. So just too many parallels. Way too many parallels. My final thing with this is the attacking of the streamers and the reaction community. as a YouTube channel whose highest viewed videos came from the Kendrick and Drake beef. I mean, it's a horrible look because number one, you're attempting to stop money that already generally would be stopped in a certain way. The only thing that made this situation different from others, UMG and Kendrick, they they lifted the copyright ban on certain Kendrick songs so that creators could react to the songs, play the songs in their videos, and do whatever. We did it. And we loved the fact that we were able to do it. However, we were still reacting to all of these videos and all of these songs individually, whether we were able to or whether we weren't. We reacted to Drake songs, just like we reacted to Kendrick songs. We would have reacted to them anyways, regardless of whether we were able to play it or not. If you're saying that helps the streaming game and that goes into your contract dispute, I can understand it. It's a bad look, and it leaves a really bad taste in the streamer's mouth. Pause. And I think it gives people a natural bias towards you. Like, I might not have a natural bias, so I'm definitely looking at you crazy. But if you do something that's fire and that's admirable, I'm gonna give Drake his props. It is what it is. But I don't know, man. The top streamers that he named and referenced in this lawsuit have reason to be very much upset with him and to continuously put out negative things about him or to further push the narrative of not like us. Through all of this, every single aspect of what he's suing for further promotes not like us. So every part of this lawsuit, you're just pushing the envelope. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, he doesn't want that song to get played at the Super Bowl. Kendrick doesn't have to play it at the Super Bowl. The crowd's still going to end up probably screaming not like us. It is what it is. Moving on. Cameron versus Jim Jones. Now, I have to be respectful on this topic, being as though I didn't grow up in... Man, F that, man. We're here. Cameron and Jim Jones are once again in some sort of a public dispute. This stems from a Cameron and 50 Cent interview in which Cam asked 50 about a chess move that he made back in the year 2007. Now, at the time, Cameron and 50 were engaged in a rap beef. They both stated that this was simply music-related. 50 brought out Jewels and Jim Jones at a New York show while at odds with Cameron. So you see where the issue is here. Now, at the time, Dipset was not on the best of terms, right? Cam has let us know that. He said it in the interview. He said it before. They've all said the Diplomat era was about 2001 to 2006, 2007, right? Cool. 50's explanation of the moment was that Jim Jones was in his moment. Now, this is around the time that Ballin' had been released. Ballin' was going crazy. Jim is at his peak, literally. This is the peak of his career. This is his peak moment right here. Ballin'. Trying to get an actual date on that. I'm sorry, We Fly High. 2006. We got October 26, 2006, right? Now, again, the show where he got brought out, where 50 brought him out, was in 2007. So 50 was just like, man, listen. We started pumping Jim Jones' head up like, yo, you better than Cam anyways. And he took the bait. Sounds simple enough, right? He told the story. That's what happened. Jim Jones had a response on Justin LeBoy podcast in which he pretty much said, y'all are on my frame. Jimmy, Probably one that you should have just took on the chin, pause. But Jim Jones is currently active as an independent rapper. He does have the Rock Nation management deal, but he's an independent artist. Most of his records coming out of his own label, Vamp Life. I can see why Jim would take this moment and take that and parlay it and try to use it to pump the music that he's putting out right now. He has the We Still in Harlem song going. However you feel about it is how you feel about it, but he's promoting music. I'm expecting Jim to probably be dropping an album soon. He took this whole situation and turned it into a freestyle. And I have to say this. At the current moment, in 2025, Jim Jones is a better rapper than Cameron at this very moment. Just got to say what it is. Cam doesn't rap like that. Jim does. Jim didn't know how to rap like that back in the day. He knows how to rap now. And if you haven't listened to Jim's last 2 or 3 solo, if you listen, he's got some compilation tapes, but if you listen to his solo tapes, specifically the Fraud Department, fire. All heat. So, again, I understand why Jim would try to take that moment. But let's get a little bit critical with it, man, because it's weird. It is, because at the end of the day, that happened. It happened. And they told it as it is, and they didn't tell it with any disrespect or any vitriol. So to come back and throw the Frank like that, whether you say he really threw the Frank because he didn't say suck my or whatever, I consider that. You say they on my, then you throwing the Frank. That's just me. But again, I'm not from New York, so y'all take it what it is. Let's take a little history though into Jim Jones and Cameron. So again, Diplomat era from about 2001 to 2006. Cam did respond and gave a full background. Go ahead and listen to Cam's response if you want to. I'm not going to get into all of that. Cam's last top 50 chart or top 50 or better song was in 2005. Let's see, was that that was Down and Out featuring Kanye and Selena Johnson. Great song. The following year, he did release Touch It or Not, which peaked at number 62. That's platinum in the hood. I don't care what nobody got to say. So 2006, I'll say, was Cam's last smash hit. That was probably the last year that we saw Cameron be a superstar. Jim Jones' major success was from 2005 to around 2009, where, he had Ballin', he had Pop Champagne, Na, like stuff like that, you feel me? Of course, obviously, if you're from New York or if you're massive fans of people, you're gonna, yo, they had hits coming, da-da-da-da-da, from all this time. I'm talking about major success here and major success only. Between 2006 and 2009, neither artist dropped music. Well, at least dropped albums. So, it is what it is. But Jim was dropping singles, had a lot of features between 2006, 2007, really 2007 to 2009. Jim was on a lot of features. So, Cam had his massive run, and Cam is who he is, and he's the legend. And when Cam's fire died out, because eventually everybody's flame dies out, Jim kind of took up reins and ran with it, This is what happens. The group kind of went their separate ways, and things kind of remained quiet for a while. At some point, there was a rumor that Cam sued Jim and Joel's over use of the Diplomat logo. Not gonna say who started that rumor. I don't see it. I haven't seen anything to back that up, but it's a rumor out there. But let's fast forward to 2017. Jim was in an interview, I believe it was Funk Flex, in which he kind of mentioned this is a time where Jim signed the Rock Nation under management, and he kind of broke down in the interview and was like, yo, like, people doubted me, like even my people, like meaning Dipset doubted him. And it's been a long time coming, and he was very relieved to be at the place he was at. Cam had a response, pretty much. Cam responded in a Cam way, but he also kind of said, yo, like, this is all kind of bird stuff, bro. Like, let's keep this in-house. Let's just keep it in-house, bro. Like, it is what it is. Didn't really hear much of Cam and Jim until Versus. Pandemic time. And after the Versus, and when you saw the Versus, it was very clear. We heard Dipset didn't rehearse. They didn't get together. The first time they saw each other was when Cam made it on the stage, late. Cam didn't even have the same dressing room. Cam's dressing room was upstairs. They didn't even know that Cam was in the building. They didn't know if Cam was there or not. So they've been separate for some time. Cam has voiced his displeasure, with the Verses, because they had a tour already planned and signed. And a certain person mentioning a certain gang caused the promoters to back out and cancel the tour. Cam's words. So now we fast forward to, again, Jim goes and, says, hey, man, y'all are on it. And Cam went off again. Cam went off again, as Cam does. He gave a full background of how Jim came into Dipset, his role in it, and said Jim is not from Harlem. But here's a big part of what Cam said. He said Jim has a history of making peace with people that took shots at him, literally or figuratively. And he does stuff like this to the people that love him the most. And he still said that he still loves Jim. So, but he's like, man, like, let's just keep this out of the air. They didn't speak super disparaging. They spoke about a situation that happened in the past, and it happened. Sometimes you gotta take an L on the chin, man. We all take them. So, in the end, I wanted to give y'all a little background on that one. I didn't give y'all a background on Drake, but I wanted to give y'all a little background on that. And okay, I just think I think in the end, does Jim still feel away, and does Jim still have a chip on his shoulder? Absolutely, I think he does. But I think this was more of just for promotion. I think Jim saw an opportunity, and he's still active, and he's rapping very well. Just released, he released a freestyle off of all of this called JOMO, and y'all know his mom called him JOMO, so that's his name from back in the day. So, it is what it is, man. No Cam. See what I did there? Last topic, man. We're gonna keep it very brief with this. Elon Musk is the most insufferable human on the planet outside of Jason Whitlock right now. This man did a full knot. This South African billionaire, United States immigrant, let off a Nazi salute at Trump's inauguration. Not to mention, he personally used a friend of mine's death to in his endorsements, for political endorsements of Trump. So I'm already just completely off the Elon Musk trip. But how that he really did just do a Nazi salute, and that was just in him, and he felt that in that moment to do that, and he realized it was a mistake. Because he tried to cover it up and say, my heart goes out to you all. He did. That's what he did. He tried to clean it up, man. They just tried to launch SpaceX and do a demo. That junk was exploding all over the place. They tried it in Texas. The debris was flying over Haiti. Like, it's just not. It hasn't been a good last 2 weeks for Elon Musk, and I'm enjoying watching it. So if you're a Tesla owner, good luck. I don't wish anything bad on you. I'm just gonna say good luck to you. Um, that's it, man. It's Tone. Whoa, chill. Gang will be back, man, and hopefully, I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about all of this together as a group. Maybe something else crazy will happen. 2025 is wilding already, so we'll see what happens. Till then, I'll see y'all later.